Number 4, both levels of government, national and state, derive their authority from the sovereign rather than from one another. Ultimately, this means that both levels of government derive their authority from the people. But how do we know what authority the people want their national government to have and what authority they want their state governments to have? The answer is they delegated authority to the national government and reserved other powers to the states in the Constitution. The Constitution is the expression of the sovereign will of the people. It begins with the words, "We the people." This means, therefore, that neither level of government can unilaterally change the relationship. The national government cannot modify or change the powers of the state governments. The state governments can't modify or change the powers of the national government. Can the powers of the national government be changed? Can the powers of the state governments be changed? The answer is yes, but it must be done through the formal constitutional amendment process, which requires bilateral action. That is, it requires action by both the national government and the states. The American constitutions limit government by providing a way for the people to alter or change their governments. Recall that the American colonists who declared their independence from British authority in 1776 had embraced the right to change their systems of government, even by violent revolution if necessary. Constitution makers subsequently retained the revolutionary commitment to the right of the people to change their government, but they sought to downplay the whole violence angle. Instead, they incorporated into American constitutions a peaceful political mechanism for altering governmental arrangements, the formal amendment process. This diagram illustrates how the formal amendment process works with respect to the U.S. Constitution. The process has two phases: formal proposal and ratification. The first is by a 2/3 vote of both chambers of the United States Congress. And the second is by a national convention called by Congress at the request of 2/3 of the states. There is also two possible ways of ratifying amendments to the Constitution: either by 3/4 of the state legislatures acting as ratifying conventions, or by special ratifying conventions in 3/4 of the states.